capital murder cases are expensive. And I know that because Curtis Smith tells me that. He's a criminal defense attorney. He practices in the state of Idaho, where Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell will answer for three, count them, murders. Curtis, thank you for being with us. Do the people of Idaho have the financial gut to withstand the sure to be over $10 million to carry out both of these prosecutions, let's just say all the way to an execution?
Well, thanks for having me on, Ashleigh. I think the answer is yes. They're not going to like it. Obviously, Fremont County is a county that only has just over 13,000 people. And what you were showing there is, you know, $1.5 million, and north of that, and after trial, it's going to be a lot more than that. It's estimated that each trial will take approximately $700,000 to finish it off. It's interesting, though, because I think a lot of these costs are investigative costs. I think law enforcement has worked very hard to put this case together, and a lot of it has been expensive to do. And now we're getting to the point to where the trials are going to cost money too. But I think a lot of the costs have been expended and can be used in both trials.
Good point, right? The investigative work can be used in both trials. But listen, billable hours. I was just talking to Trent Copeland about it. Lawyers are expensive, and they're going to not only have defense lawyers, probably public defenders. They have to be paid as well, but prosecutors have to be paid. The investigators have to go all the way to Hawaii to arrest these two. But then we get to the cost of execution, and that's where it really ramps up. Most people think it's cheaper to execute people. It's way more expensive to execute people. Do you think the business of the firing squad, which right now is actually making its way through the state legislature, would that make things less expensive? Would it have any bearing at all? Is it just a headline grabber?
Yeah, you know, I don't think the mechanism of death in Idaho will change the cost. I think that this is one of those things where when the death penalty is on the table, we're taking obviously the most sacred thing from somebody, and that's their life. And I think that the courts want to get that right. We've had a lot of cases that we've seen around the country where DNA has freed people that have been wrongfully prosecuted for particular crimes. I've been involved in some of those cases here in Idaho, where I had a client on death row for 19 years, and eventually DNA showed that he was not the perpetrator. So we want to get it right, but these cases take time and money and effort to make sure we get it right. And then once convictions happen, if they do in this case, then obviously there is an appellate process that's mandatory in Idaho that will be done to make sure that we're getting it right. So yes, it's going to be a big bill, and taxpayers are going to have to pay that. And these are small counties, and there's no telling what this bill is going to end up at by the end of the trials, as well as the end of the case completely.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to check in with you regularly, because if we're at $3.6 million now and we haven't even started the main litigation, I think we're going to have a regular meeting. Curtis Smith, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.